We're not on top of the roof at the Bellagio.
Of the Bellagio, the famous roof.
Politely asking security to let people through, but security not to bother with us.
Yeah. I think everybody knows that's where they filmed the Ocean's 11 film. I mean, you can tell that Paris.
Well, that's why Kevin put us right there, is
Yeah.
because it was right from the scene where Don Cheadle played Basher. Was standing when he pushed the button on the pinch from, well, it was the mock-up for Caltech that they allegedly took it from.
Mm-hmm.
But he mentioned that there was some problem with the sound out there, and some difficulty hearing you, and even some difficulty hearing me, and you didn't want
Microphones.
Microphones.
I've had enough of them for a little while.
I've almost
become inured to them.
Well, it's all no. It's like I kind of feel like with that sort of thing, kind of like the mule with the sandbags being put on it. After a while, the mule just stands there. Yeah, there's a little more slumping as the time goes by.
The legs go straight out to either side.
And the back starts. But in case they didn't hear, I know he's running. In case they didn't hear, you were mentioning about the future and what sort of
Well, yeah, we've got some upcoming ideas.
timber
Stuff that's going to be falling fast and kind of into the new year as it's starting to fall. Now we're getting ready to do some new things, especially with Eagles. I'm working with them to try to reorganize it and repurpose it, actually, because
My nose is still running from the cold.
Do you want a tissue?
Please.
Hold on. Let me grab one.
I thought I had.
I think I've got one.
Well, I do. I have them in a.
Do you?
I have them in the coat. They do me a
No,
great.
I have a few
They
somewhere
do
in
me a
here.
great service. Here.
Well, here, it's going to have to be this.
Thank you, because and my nose is still running from the cold.
Cold always affects
Well,
you.
if he's going to be putting this kind of stuff out, people are going to get what they get. We're human beings.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm looking at this. It has the 7 years, 7 months problem. Would hypothetically go back 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
That would place it, what, in the latter portion of 2005.
Okay, yeah.
All right. And then know that an infrastructure needs to be built for something. And then we were working together mostly. I mean, you're doing most of the finances and all of that now and overlooking that side of the operation.
Yeah.
We were working together. Of course, this was, I've got to be, we have to be.
Kind of circumspect about those years and certain things.
But if it's a monumental problem that needs to be worked through, we are better off and faster at solving the problem if we're working together.
Right.
And we have worked problems like that.
Well, yes.
And some of the larger ones took 7 months to actually get the wheels moving on the train.
Mm-hmm.
All right? In this case, you're off doing other things. You're here, but you're off doing other things.
This is true.
And I am left with an aide-de-camp and people that I'm not willing to hire. And, God bless Ayanna, but she's an aide-de-camp, she's a security person, and we're dealing in this situation now with a highly political and what could be a rather dangerous potential situation.
What I've got
for us
in mind,
personally.
it is going to be dangerous for us.
Well, I
know
think
that.
you have in mind approximately what I have in mind, because we're chatting about it here and there.
Yeah.
But,
The people.
you know, I'm gonna do the best I
Kinda-
can
kind of-
to have this infrastructure built in where you stay and others are immediately around us,
Right.
stay safe.
Well, basically, the cats that I was planning to let out of the bag,
I ask you, that's a terrible,
it was a terrible.
as I said, the cat out of the bag.
Bag.
Why would the cat be put in the bag in the first place? This is offensive to
Oh,
cats.
it's
You say
kind
the
of-
dog out of the bag. How would you like that?
Dog out of the bag.
Let the dog
Well,
out of the
there was
bag.
just something about a cat in a bag. There's this movement constantly. The bag is constantly going in all different directions. I don't know where they came from. I think. Well,
Okay,
actually,
moving along
I
after
think
a
I
cat out. That's
actually.
terrible.
Actually, I think I know where it came from, but it's an even more horrible
Did
actuality.
one of those little kids that you beat in the water pistol
What water pistol?
teach you about that?
No, I just like to go
He
play
was
water
filming.
pistol.
You know how I know he was filming?
No.
He handed the camera to me and I was the one that actually did the filming.
No, I just like to play the water pistols.
I thought so. Well, she was right. It filled and it did expand.
Oh my God, I gotta try some fish. I want to see
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you. I got a fish.
Pistols.
I thought you saw the camera over to your right, but you were too
Oh, I was
too
intent.
interested in taking the stuffed toy.
I wanted the stuffed fish.
Yes, I know.
I wanted that fish.
I know.
She showed us the fish and I said, I
You
want
got the fish, yes,
wanted the
I'm
fish.
well aware. I've been
Fish.
filming you on and off at the Midway now. I know the people don't know this, but I've been filming you on and off at the Midway now for 18, 20 years.
It's been, yeah.
Pretty much laying in wait for, would it be lying in wait?
I've shot.
Lying in wait.
I have shot
For,
with entire full complement of people
No,
competing.
but I see you lie in wait for the numbers to dwindle down to nothing.
It's always
And then
easier to
you
win
come
when
up,
there's
yes,
fewer.
and you come up and you kind of hang there, and then usually because of the density of the population in the Midway, it's a kid.
Sure.
And so then you end up again in this match race.
Nothing wrong with match race.
And I've what do you mean there's nothing wrong? I have seen little girls swing at you.
Yeah, and.
Say, I got the fish,
Yeah,
or
I got
whatever.
the fish, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, anyway.
One took a real swing at me.
You have a
once.
real thing with this, but I'll continue to.
I just enjoy
No, he
playing.
handed it to me.
my
I went like this to him because I'm used to filming you doing that. And I thought, well, I've been part of this tragedy now for the last generation.
Tragedy. Well, there was the year that I got like 35 or 40 stuffed animals.
And you're hauling them around in a bag around the kids, and yes, I know.
But then I did give the toys away.
You did.
I did. I gave
You
them to
did.
a family,
You
a
did.
needy family.
You did.
And
I mean, I'm joking. And,
I
you
know. The kids had a great
there are
Christmas.
going to be